Hey, Raiders fans! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world is in utter disbelief today, as shocking rumors have begun swirling around Las Vegas Raiders defensive superstar MAXX Crosby. Word on the street still unconfirmed by the league official. Lie, but gaining rapid momentum through insider whispers and cryptic social media hints, is that Crosby has allegedly been handed a 2-year suspension for a doping violation. Yes, you heard that right, to full seasons. A punishment of that magnitude is virtually unheard of for a player of his caliber, and if true, this could send shockwaves not just through the Raiders organization but across the entire NFL. Fans are stunned, analysts are speechless, and the team's front office is reportedly scrambling behind closed doors to address the sudden chaos. MAXX Crosby is not just any player, he's the heart and soul of that Raiders defense, the face of their grit and grind identity. If these allegations hold weight, it could be one of the most devastating off-field developments in recent team history, and the way the rumors being framed, it's not some random test failure. The whisper is that this was a long-term usage discovery, something systematic. If that's the case, the fallout will be colossal, both for Crosby and for the league itself. What's really fueling this wildfire of speculation is the complete and eerie silence from Crosby himself. Usually outspoken and transparent with his fans, Crosby hasn't posted anything on social media for several days, a rare occurrence for someone so vocal online. No tweets, no Instagram stories, no cryptic emojis, nothing. It's this absence that's stirring more questions than answers. Combine that with sources close to the Raiders reportedly saying that Crosby was pulled from team meetings unexpectedly last week, and you start to connect the dots. There are even whispers that agents and legal representatives have been seen entering and exiting Raiders headquarters in Henderson at odd hours. The theory: damage control. It's like everyone's bracing for an announcement that hasn't officially dropped yet. But in this media age, the lack of a denial sometimes speaks louder than a statement. There's always a slim chance that this is all being blown out of proportion, that Crosby's silence is strategic or unrelated. But when you've got veteran reporters quietly hinting at a massive disciplinary issue, and radio hosts in Vegas hinting that a big name is about to go down, you know something's brewing, something serious. And let's talk about the timing. Just weeks before the Raiders are set to open training camp, this type of distraction could be catastrophic. If Crosby is indeed facing a suspension, it changes everything about the team's defensive strategy for 2025 and 2026. MAXX is not just their best pass rusher, he's their emotional leader. His motor, his intensity, and his work ethic set the tone for that entire defense. Without him, the locker room dynamic shifts dramatically. Some insiders are even saying the coaching staff had already been warned about the possibility of a major defensive absence, though they weren't told who it would involve. Was that about Crosby? It's starting to look like it might have been. The Raiders are in the middle of a rebuild, trying to restore a winning culture under a new regime. The last thing they needed was a bombshell like this. Fans are understandably furious, confused, and desperate for clarity. If the team doesn't speak out soon, the speculation could spiral even further, and let's not forget the competitive implications. A 2-year loss of a Pro Bowl-level edge rusher could be the difference between playoff contention and another bottom-dwelling season. This isn't the first time the NFL has been rocked by high-profile doping suspicions, but rarely do they involve such a prominent, vocal, and beloved figure like MAXX Crosby. Unlike many athletes who dodge the media, Crosby has always worn his heart on his sleeve, open about his battles with addiction, honest about his journey, and passionate about his game. That's what makes this rumored suspension so jarring. It cuts deeper because Crosby's story has been one of redemption and resilience, which is why fans are struggling to reconcile the image of the man they admire with the whispers now flooding NFL circles. Could it really be true? Did Crosby knowingly violate the league's substance policy? Or could this be a misunderstanding, a flawed test, or even a procedural error? That's another thread fueling this fire. Some are suggesting this might be part of a larger investigation into performance-enhancing substances being used league-wide, and Crosby is just the first domino to fall. If that's the case, then this isn't just a Raiders problem, it's an NFL problem. And depending on how far-reaching the investigation is, other big names might be caught in the same net very soon. One of the more disturbing angles in this developing story is the suggestion that Crosby's alleged infraction wasn't a one-time mistake, but something long-running. According to a source cited by an independent NFL podcast with ties to team insiders, the league may have been monitoring Crosby's physical stats and testing patterns for months, even years. The claim that something didn't quite add up in terms of weight fluctuations, recovery speed, and energy levels in game. Now, it's important to stress none of this has been confirmed, and it's still very much in the realm of rumor. But in the age of biometric tracking and hyper-analysis, it's not crazy to think the league could be quietly surveilling its players for suspicious performance trends. And if Crosby was indeed flagged in such a system and a more invasive testing process followed, it could explain the severity of the rumored suspension. If this turns out to be a case where the league has receipts, test data, timelines, it would be very hard for Crosby's camp to mount a successful appeal. And that's when things could really get ugly. Legal teams, appeals processes, even lawsuits could be on the horizon. The Raiders organization itself has remained completely tight-lipped. No statements, no press conferences, nothing but radio silence. That in itself is strange. Normally, when a star player is subject to swirling rumors, the team either comes out to deny them or throws support behind their guy. But in this case, nothing. Some see that as a strategic move. Perhaps their lawyers are advising caution. Others see it as confirmation that the rumors are at least partly true. There's also speculation that the front office is trying to negotiate with the league behind the scenes to reduce the length of the potential suspension. A 2-year ban is unprecedented for a player with no prior issues. Is there more to the story we're not being told? Did Crosby violate some sort of enhanced policy clause? Did he miss a test, which under NFL rules can be treated the same as failing one? The possibilities are endless, and until someone steps up with real answers, the rumor mill will only intensify. But the longer this goes without a clear statement from either the player or the franchise, the more likely it seems that something serious is indeed happening. And then there's the locker room. Reports are beginning to trickle out that some of Crosby's teammates were visibly upset during this week's closed-door team meetings. One anonymous player allegedly told a local Vegas sports outlet that the energy in the room was unlike anything I've ever seen, and that guys looked like they'd just seen a ghost. That comment alone is enough to fan the flames. Are players already aware of the situation behind the scenes? Is the team preparing to go forward without their captain? What about the coaching staff? New head coach Antonio Pierce has been praised for his ability to galvanize the locker room. But losing Crosby, his defensive cornerstone, would test even the strongest leadership. And let's not forget, players talk. If something this big was truly a surprise, there would have been chaos. Instead, insiders suggest there's a quiet acceptance among some Raiders personnel. That in itself might be the most damning evidence yet that this wasn't a bombshell, but a ticking time bomb everyone knew was about to go off, one way or another. Something huge is happening in Vegas. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Fans have reacted in a way only Raiders fans can: intense, emotional, and deeply divided. Some are defending Crosby passionately, saying there's no way he would jeopardize his legacy like this, that he's worked too hard to throw it all away. Others are more cynical, pointing to the cutthroat nature of pro sports and the immense pressure players face to perform at an elite level week in and week out. One popular Raiders fan account even posted a cryptic tweet suggesting that people will be shocked when the truth drops, adding fuel to an already blazing fire. What truth? What aren't we being told? As these rumors spiral, fan loyalty is being tested. They want to believe in Crosby, in his story, in his journey, but they also want the truth. And if it turns out that he did knowingly use performance-enhancing substances over an extended period, the fallout won't just be professional, it'll be personal. Fans will feel betrayed. Young athletes who looked up to him will feel let down. And the Raiders brand, already battling a reputation for instability, will take another massive hit. Trust is hard to earn, but easy to lose. In the broader NFL landscape, this rumor, if proven true, could change the way the league handles doping enforcement entirely. A 2-year suspension is not just about punishing one player, it sends a message. But is that message too harsh? Is the league trying to make an example out of someone like Crosby? Or is this simply the tip of the iceberg, with more suspensions to come? Some are beginning to draw comparisons to other leagues like MLB, where doping scandals led to widespread investigations and systemic change. Could the NFL be heading down a similar path, and what would that mean for player privacy, for testing protocols, and for transparency? If Crosby's case goes public, it will undoubtedly ignite a league-wide debate about the balance between performance, health, and fair play. There are already calls from former players for more leniency, suggesting that the physical toll of the sport almost necessitates some kind of enhancement to survive. Others argue the integrity of the game is paramount. In the middle of it all stands MAXX Crosby, a warrior now caught in a storm. He might not survive unscathed, regardless of the outcome, of course. There's still a chance that this all blows over. Maybe the rumors are overblown, maybe the suspension is for something unrelated, like a failed therapeutic use exemption or a technicality. Maybe Crosby's silence is just his way of handling the noise while his legal team works things out. But even if this turns out to be less than what's currently being speculated, the damage to his reputation could be lasting. Public opinion, once soured, is hard to fix, and the media doesn't forget. Every game he plays moving forward if he returns will be shadowed by this controversy. Every sack, every celebration, every interview will carry the weight of what was almost lost. The NFL is a league built on narratives, and MAXX Crosby's story just took a dark, uncertain turn. For now, all we can do is wait for confirmation, wait for a statement, wait for the truth. But if even half of what's being whispered turns out to be real, then the league and the Las Vegas Raiders are about to enter uncharted, uncomfortable territory. Buckle up, because this storm is just beginning, and yet, even amid all the chaos, there's one undeniable truth: MAXX Crosby's legacy now hangs in the balance. If the reports are confirmed, this could be the biggest scandal involving an active Pro Bowl defensive player in the modern era. 2 years away from the game means lost contracts, lost time, and possibly a lost career peak. That window of dominance closes fast in the NFL, and a suspension of that magnitude could derail everything he's built. Endorsements will vanish, media deals could evaporate, Hall of Fame conversations would stop in their tracks. But beyond the stats and accolades, it's the emotional weight of this rumor that hits hardest. Crosby has inspired so many with his comeback story, his transparency about addiction, his grit on and off the field. If this is how that story veers, it will feel like a betrayal not just to fans, but to the narrative of resilience he's come to represent. The NFL, the Raiders, and the fans will all have to wrestle with what this means. Is redemption still possible? Can the damage be undone? Or has MAXX Crosby, the relentless fighter, finally hit a wall even he can't overcome? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.